So this is the Khoodeelaar television channel being broadcast. The broadcasting time is 2050 GMT, but actual broadcast is starting at 2035 GMT, which is 21:35 British Standard Time on Friday, the 20th of September 2024. This is the time when the baby Princess Regent ones, black and white one, the grey one, and the Shuriluk one, would arrive to be served the meal in the evening. Their favorite meal is gourmet kitten manufactured by Khoodeelaar company. So these baby kittens have been prevented from being fed by me at the allocated time. The prevention has been caused by the criminals controlling the wrongly named, intentionally wrongly named Joy Foundation, which is situated in the same area as the New University Hospital. So these criminals are testing my patience. I am resisting the provocation that is going on now for just under 2 months. I'm resisting the provocation simply and absolutely for the sake of the baby kittens, the black and white one, and the grey one, and the Shuriluk one. Because if there is a physical confrontation, then these kittens will be impacted on. And for their sakes, I am doing this, resisting it. And I'm praying to God for protecting them, nourishing them, saving them, and giving them the necessary sustenance that they would have got from the Purina manufactured gourmet meal that I would have usually served them at this time. My prayers are from the Holy Quran. La ilaha illa anta subhanaka inni kuntu minaz zalimin. La ilaha illa anta subhanaka inni kuntu minaz zalimin. La ilaha illa anta subhanaka inni kuntu minaz zalimin. On Friday's Fleet Street newspapers, I think have got the main splash on the front page, the Daily Mail. I think the Scum and the Daily Metro, serial rapist Al Fayed. Al Fayed died, according to these reports, died when he was 90. And the way they spell Muhammad, I don't want to say it. The actual name is Muhammad, Egyptian, and who married white Well, he had the Egyptian wife, but I think he somehow divorced her or separated her from her when he arrived in Europe, and he married a white woman, and she has had children. Now, he was, of course, the father of Dodi Fayad, who was in the car in Paris, which was in a staged accident where both of them were murdered in that accident under the cover of the accident. So for all these years since they were murdered in 1997, Al-Fayed had the profile of a mourning bereaved father of Dodi, and who was most persistently claiming that the late Queen Brenda's husband, Philip, and others had conspired to murder Dodi and Diana. But today's news is not only new completely, but also it refers to previous things that have not been given any prominence until now. That there have been reports of him being a very serious sex offender. One of the items in today's is a Times newspaper, Times section 2, is an article by Sophia Moneycoats. Very odd, strange name, but that's the name by which she goes. And she said that she had a horrible encounter with Fayed when she was in her late 20s. And as she arrived for the meeting, she decided to interview him for the Tatler magazine, which she was involved with at the time, about 10 years ago. And she was minded to interview that because of his connection with Scotland. He had a property in Scotland, and what she wanted to find out was what would be the impact of the SNP's then strong campaign for independence. Sophia Moneycoat's article repeats the racist, anti-Muslim distinction that he is not a white upper class toff. Of course, he was not a toff, she says. From England, who had properties in castles, etc., in Scotland. But she was also interviewing non-toff. And she goes out of her way to make the distinction, the toff. So these are almost all of them. So far, they have been that have been named in Friday's papers are all white women who were in young ones. Because Sophia Moneycoats, when she interviewed or met Al-Fayed 10 years ago, which would be 2014, when the Scottish nationalist parties campaign for Scottish independence was at its height. She was in her late 20s, and Al-Fayed was aged 85. So when she arrived there, Michael Cole, the former BBC man whom Al-Fayed bought as his propaganda operative, briefed Safia Manikurs and said that when you are dressed like this, he is likely to say words to the effect that, "Will you be my third wife?" Unquote. And the thing is, none of what he says to that effect should be in the article that you may produce. Now there's Al Fayed who has taken the main splash today, but that hasn't stopped the focus being on Starmer and his wife and Wahid Ali's freebies and donations and clothes. In Saturday's papers, the Daily Mail is including confessions by Angela Rayner and the Reeves, saying that they both received money and hospitality from Ali. And Angela Rayner says that she stayed 4 nights in New York at a building owned by Ali, Wahid Ali, which amounted to, according to the declaration, 1,250 pounds equivalent that she would have spent. So that was the amount that she saved. But there is increasing demand from ordinary members of parliament belonging to the party fronted by the political murderer of the Labour Party, Keir Starmer, that he should stop. Stop taking all and any kind of freebies, etc., etc. And the Daily Mail has got on front page of Saturday's Daily Mail a picture showing Sue Gray having a contentious conversation with a Downing Street aide in the Downing Street Gardens. This is connected with the ongoing reports that Downing Street people, ordinary staff, are astounded by the Sue Gray being given more money than she should have been, etc., etc. So if you look at the actual coverage, you will see the people who were raped by, according to the first report, at least 5 women were raped by Al Fayed. And there was no evidence. According to the Chris Atkins article in the Daily Mail, Chris Atkins is the one who refers to a program in 2009, etc., etc. And he says that all the documentaries about Al Fayed left out completely all references to Al Fayed being a rapist, sexual assailant, etc. So therefore, the so-called independence of the judiciary is a complete and utter joke in the United Kingdom. We shall be updating on all of these, of course, keeping the context firmly under the banner of Baby Angel Geronimo, manifesto editions, and other baby kittens. And the criminality of the evilness personified in the SSBS, Spitalfield Small Business Association criminals who harassed the baby kitten once. So we'll be updating all of those. This is 14 minutes 38 seconds long, and it's ending at 20:51 GMT, which is 21:51 British Standard Time.